Hey friends, I'm Michaela, a family physician and a mom of two, and I want to talk to you about ear pain on the airplanes with kids. So ear pain in kids on the planes, also known as ear barotrauma, is one of the most common reasons why families dread flying, even when everything else goes smoothly. The good news is that most ear pain on planes is preventable. In this video, we're sharing what we do when we fly with kids. Ear pain happens because cabin pressure changes fast due to shifts in atmospheric pressure, especially during descent. Adults feel it too, but kids often have narrower Eustachian tube, which is the tiny passage that helps equalize air pressure between the middle ear and the back of the nose. Their Eustachian tubes are also more horizontal, like this, especially in kids under age 2. So they don't equilibrate pressure as well as older kids or adults. When the Eustachian tube doesn't open well, air pressure builds up behind the eardrum and it can hurt a lot. Landing is usually tougher than takeoff because pressure increases as the plane descends. That means the ear has to let air flow back in to balance things, and that's where kids get stuck. A few things make things worse. Congestion from cold or allergies, fluid behind ears, ear infections, and falling asleep right before landing because you're not able to swallow or chew and open your mouth. If we remember only one thing, it's this. Pressure problems are easier to prevent than to fix once the pain starts. Now, this is what we do before the flight. First, we plan for the descent. Most parents think about ear pain when the screaming starts. Instead, we decide ahead of time what our kid will do to swallow or chew to equalize pressure during landing. Then we pack the item where we can grab it fast. Seat back pocket, not the overhead bin. Next, we build a simple ear tool kit into our personal item. Nothing fancy, just items that encourage swallowing and keep comfort high. Number 1 is water bottle, or you can also buy one after security. Number 2, any kind of chewy snacks, bagels, fruit snacks that's probiotic, snacks that we have. Gum for kids who can safely chew it. You can also do lollipops for kids old enough to handle them safely, and a kid-size headphones because, distraction matters. Third, we take congestion seriously. If our kid is stuffy, we use gentle options early so their nose is clearer when it matters. Saline nasal spray is a favorite because it's low drama and helps thin mucus. If allergies are part of your child's life, staying consistent with their usual allergy plan, including antihistamines such as Zyrtec or Benadryl, the week before the travel can help and set them up for success. The other thing is, airplane air is dry, so we push fluids all travel day. Dehydration will thicken mucus, and thicker mucus makes equalizing pressure harder. When the pilot announces descent, or we notice that the plane is starting to go down, we get that swallowing plan going. So what do we do to help swallow? Number 1 is yawning or swallowing. So drinks through a straw, smoothies, pouches, or even a sip challenge can keep swallowing frequent. Number 2, chewing. For kids who can safely manage it, let's say over age 4 or so, chewing gum is magic. If gum isn't your thing, any kind of chewy candy or granola can work too. Next is sucking. Lollipops help some kids, especially if they hate gum. For younger ones and infants, a bottle, a pacifier, a nursing or breastfeeding can really help with the swallowing. Next is jaw movements. Yawning looks silly, but it helps. We sometimes make it a game like a biggest yawn wins. For older kids, they can try gentle blow through the nose pinch, Valsalva maneuver, but do it softly, no force, and if it hurts, you stop. Next, you can do osteopathic maneuvers as a parent on the plane. I'm an osteopathic family physician and I actively practice manual medicine. I teach my patients how to open up the Eustachian tube, with ear infections or ear congestion, but you can use the same two simple maneuvers also when you travel with kids. The first one is called auricular drainage. What you're going to do is place the pinna, the ear, this part of the ear, between your fingers and move the ear in each direction for about 20 seconds. It'll mobilize the fluid or air behind the eardrum. Next is called the Goldbreath technique. You're going to open the mouth slightly and apply the traction on the mandible here towards the center of the face and inward. And you're going to hold for about 30 to 60 seconds to let that mucus drain inside your throat. And what about these earplane plugs? Pressure regulating earplugs, often called earplanes, just like these, can help some kids, especially on descent. They are not cure-all, but they can reduce the speed of pressure change at the eardrum. For kids who can tolerate things in their ears, they're worth considering. We have tried them before and do travel with them sometimes, but we forget to actually use them. Now, the earplanes come with an app that is supposed to detect a change in cabin pressure. When there is a significant change, like when you're starting to descend, it senses it and it tells you to put the earplanes in. However, I feel like the app doesn't do as good of a job detecting the pressure, but the earplanes, like the plugs themselves, are good. The app, I don't think works that well. But it's pretty simple and easy to use, so I think it's worth it. Next is over-the-counter medications. There are certain over-the-counter medications that you can try about an hour before flying. They usually last about 10 hours or so, so for the most flights, it lasts the whole time. For kids over age 2, you can try the nasal decongestants such as Afrin. They make a formulation, it's a pump that is made for kids between age 2 and 6. And if you do 2 pumps in each nostril about an hour before the flight, that can kind of help you through the flight. For the younger kids who cannot use a nasal decongestant, you can do the nasal saline and frequent suction to get rid of the secretions. You can also do Sudafed, but that's for like kids over 12 and adults. And you can also take that, it's an oral decongestant. You can do that an hour before the flight. It can also help you with the pressure. One big mistake that we try to avoid is sleeping during descent. It sounds peaceful, but it can set the kids up for pain. If your child is out cold, try to wake them up a little bit so they can just sip on a little bit of fluid and swallow the fluid to open up their jaw. If your child still gets pain, don't panic. Pressure can lag behind for a bit and will eventually release with a pop. You can use ibuprofen or Tylenol, so acetaminophen, if they still have pain. So one question is, when kids are sick, should we still fly? Is it safe to try? Honestly, kids always get stuffy, especially right before the trips. So if your child has a mild cough and is acting fine, you can still focus on keeping that nose as clear as possible with saline, with steam, suctioning, and make sure that you have as much of a good airflow as you can through the nose so that your eustachian tube can fully open. If your child has severe pain that doesn't ease after landing, or if you notice fluid, blood, signs of eardrum rupture that is draining from the ear, or your child is very sick, has balance problems, or is dizzy, vomiting, that's when you should seek medical professional and get your child evaluated. Hope those tips were helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, or if there is something that is helpful for you or your children, please leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.